Hello again everybody, this is Gusto. It has been a while since I've done a United States MRE. So today I'm going to review menu 11, vegetable lasagna, and this is one of the vegetarian items. So let's take a look at the outer packaging. This does not have an external date code anywhere that I could find. However, I do know that this came from one of the cases that was sent to me by an MREinfo.com user, and it came from a 2008 or a 2009 case. I can't remember which one. If we look here, this is a Warnick MRE, again menu 11. Has a peelable seal. Let's get into it. So taking a look at the contents, we have the main item, which is the vegetable lasagna. There's your ingredients and your nutrition information if you're interested. Has a side item of mixed fruit. The dessert item is a marble pound cake. We have a chocolate hazelnut cocoa beverage powder, a package of crackers, a package of peanut butter, accessory packet, and that contains iced tea drink mix, lemon flavored, salt, a bottle of Tabasco, and you can see that it's in pretty good shape, still liquid in there, matches, a moist towelette, toilet paper, and gum. Also comes with the standard US MRE spoon and flameless ration heater. So there you go, that looks like a pretty good assortment. First things first, we'll get the main item heating up. There's the date code on this main item, which is the vegetable lasagna, and it is 8149. That's confirming this came out of the 2008 case. So for heating up the main item, we'll use the flameless ration heater, and these things have a finite lifespan, and this is about 9 years old, so it has lost a lot of potency, I'm sure. But there is a tip that I've seen a couple of times in the comments section, and that is to put salt in here. That may catalyze that reaction a little bit. We'll open it up. Put in a little bit of salt. Open up the main item. And there it is, vegetable lasagna. We'll get that into the flameless ration heater. You see the salt down at the bottom there. We'll add a little bit of water, careful not to overfill it. That's just about right. Everything down in there, and I'm going to lay it flat so it can saturate the heating pads there, start the reaction, if it's going to work at all. Starting to hear a little bit of bubbling, and it's warming up a little bit on the bottom. Stick it back in the box. Stick it up against a rock or something. We'll give that a little bit of time to do its thing. Meanwhile, we'll plate everything else up. Let's start with the crackers. Looks to be a very good vacuum seal there. As Steve would say, nice hiss. And these crackers are a little bit broken up. But that's fine. Next we have the dessert item, which is the marble pound cake. This has a oxygen absorber. Let's take that off. The pound cake out there. There you go. It's a little bit dry, so certainly showing its age. But smells good, smells sweet. Has a chocolate scent to it as well. That's the marbling. Next we have a side item of mixed fruit. This is interesting because it has a postcard on the back of this, and we're seeing these boxes are going away. They're kind of being replaced with sleeves for heating the main items, so these boxes are going away. It saves on size and weight. Those boxes are a little bit bulky. So there's the fruit. There it is. And the fruit here is an indicator that this MRE is very well preserved for its age. And this is 9 years old, and the fruit is still pretty much intact. The dessert item is in good shape. The crackers are in good shape. They don't smell bleachy or stale. This 2008 case was actually stored in a basement in Maine, so it was very well temperature controlled and actually pretty cool. So time and temperature are the main contributing factors for how long it takes an MRE to go bad. And stored in those kinds of conditions, they can last for a long time in great shape. Next we have some beverages, and the first one is the iced tea drink mix, lemon flavored. So here you have it, kind of a light brown powder. This calls for 6 ounces of water. Give it a stir. Next we have the chocolate hazelnut cocoa beverage powder, and it is in this kind of bottle bag with the zip top that you typically fill up to the line with water, shake it, and you can drink it right out of the bag, or you can pour it into a container, or you can pour it into a glass. I'm not going to do that today because we're going to make some ranger pudding. This has been requested very frequently by a YouTube user by the name of My Name Is Messed Up, and I promised him that I would make this. So to make ranger pudding, you take the cocoa beverage powder, as well as a coffee and a cream and a sugar. And I scavenged these from some old rations that I have reviewed in the past. I have a coffee instant type 1 and a creamer and sugar from a Dutch ration. We'll use those. And the coffee instant type 1 may actually mix up better because it's a very fine powder instead of granules. Add that, and sugar, and creamer. And what we'll do is we'll add a little bit of water at a time and mix it until it's kind of a brownie batter consistency. Nice cold water. Give that a mix. Actually, it's pretty good. That will thicken up a little bit as I mix it. And to that, we'll add the peanut butter. That'll thicken it up and make it a little bit more rich. Alright, so after mixing up all that peanut butter, you can see this kind of that a little bit thinner than pudding. I may have used a little bit too much water, but it's thickened up a lot with the peanut butter in there. So, and that will continue to thicken as it stands. It smells amazing, by the way. As for the main item, we've given that about 10 minutes, and these old heaters, even though I use that salt in there to speed up that reaction, make it a little bit more vigorous, it's still just barely kind of warm. And these heaters, they lose their power after a few years, so not too surprising. That's kind of warm, but certainly not hot. I'm going to finish this off in a little bit of hot water for a second. And that's better. A couple minutes in some boiling water, and this is piping hot. Now, ordinarily I would just eat that cold, but this is a 9-year-old MRE, and with old food you want to be safe, so heating this through is certainly the safe way to do it. Now, there's no other indicators that this is spoiled. Usually this would be expanded and bloated if it was foul, but it looks good to me. Go ahead and open it up. There you go, vegetable lasagna. So in close-up you can see this tomato sauce, the lasagna noodles in there, and the meat substitute in here is actually beans. There's also some pieces of vegetable. You can see some green pepper. There's a bunch of tomatoes in there as well. There's also zucchini listed in here too. So lots of vegetables. Nice strong tomato marinara sauce scent coming off of that. Looks pretty good. So let's get started with the main item. This is the vegetable lasagna. There you go. You see the texture there, and that's mainly from beans. Nice noodles there. And that's really good. Generally, I really do enjoy these vegetarian entrees. They just have a nice fresh flavor to them. This is no exception. And it is pretty substantial, even though it is a vegetarian meal and it's mainly vegetables in there. It does fill you up because of all the beans. Decent amount of calories provided by this. I think it's 270 calories in this 8-ounce package. With all those beans in there, it'll certainly fill you up. That's pretty good. That would most likely benefit from some hot sauce, but since these little bottles of Tabasco are becoming so rare, I'm going to hang on to this. It's certainly not salty. Might actually benefit from a little bit of salt, but I think we'll leave it at that. We will go on to the side item of the fruit. Try to get a little bit of everything there. Some peaches, pears, grapes, kind of in a light syrup. And that has a good flavor. The peaches are a little bit soft. They're starting to show their age a little bit, but in general, nice and sweet, good fruity flavor, not bad at all. Next we have the crackers, and these are the plain crackers. There you go, just kind of a plain white cracker. Kind of crumbly. So that doesn't have a great crunch to it. It's a little bit soft, not stale, but it's very crumbly. It's lightly salted, decent flavor. Let's try some with a little bit of the peanut butter I have left over. That looks pretty good. Nice creamy peanut butter. And you certainly can't go wrong with that. Nice creamy peanut butter, perfectly well preserved, great flavor. Let's try some of this iced tea. This is lemon flavored instant iced tea mix. And as with the other lemon flavored iced tea mixes that I've had from US MREs, this tastes more like lemonade than it does tea. You really can't distinguish the tea flavor to it. Next, the marble pound cake. Let's take another look at this. It's kind of dry. It's not as soft as it once was, I'm sure. There's the marbling, and that's because of the cocoa that's added to that batter. Looks nice. Break that open. There you go. And that's pretty dry, but it has a really good flavor. Very sweet, has some nice chocolate flavor to it. That's pretty good. And saving the best for last, we have the Ranger pudding. It's been sitting there for a little bit longer. It's thickened up pretty good. Nice pudding consistency. There you go. I'm going to put that on the tray. And again, this is a hazelnut cocoa beverage powder that I've added coffee, creamer, sugar, and peanut butter with a little bit of water, and it gives a nice thick pudding consistency. Take a look at that up close. There you go. Look at that goodness. Looks fantastic. So let's give that a taste. The scent coming off of this is a nice rich chocolate with a hint of coffee. It smells fantastic. There you go. Oh yeah, that is absolutely fantastic. Great flavor, really rich, very sweet. It tastes almost like Nutella on the beginning, and then it finishes with coffee. That is a great flavor. And there seems to be only one appropriate thing to do here. Let's take that, dunk it in that. Oh yeah. Yep. You can't beat that with a stick. So there you have it. 2008 Menu 11 Vegetable Lasagna with special guest Ranger Pudding. Thank you to My Name Is Messed Up for making that recommendation. This was awesome. Also, thank you to all the YouTube viewers and subscribers. I truly appreciate your support, and your support benefits St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. As always, thank you to the MRE review community on YouTube, as well as the folks over on MREinfo.com. So please stay tuned, and until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.